just about 2 weeks, under 2 weeks away. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. We had a camp only 2 days ago. We spent 2 days up at Port Wollstonecraft, I think it's the name of it, on the Central Coast there, which is great for us as a group, very young group, so it's good to get around and get to know everyone.
And as mentioned, it's a young group. What can we expect from, you lost a lot of experience last year?
I look, very enthusiastic group, obviously with age, we've got probably about half the squad under the age of 22, so we're going to be an exciting team. As touched on earlier, we're going to play with a lot of flair and a lot of speed, and really, bring our conditioning into the game.
What sort of team can we expect to see in the trial, Jake? Will the big boys all be going up there and playing?
We haven't named the team yet. We're all travelling. We're going to travel. Unfortunately, we couldn't play the Brumbies game, so we only have one trial into the Reds, 2 weeks' time from now. So we haven't named the team yet, but we're all travelling. I'm not really unsure around how many minutes we'll play, but I wouldn't be surprised if we all head out.
What's the expectation within the team? This year we talked around the Brumbies and the Reds, and less so around the Tars for once. So mentally, what's the
we want to win. I want to do pre-seasons and train this hard to come second. Look, I think if we perform well every week, we'll win the competition. I don't think we're in a position where we can go in and out of games. But the way we want to play and the blueprint we have there, we can compete with the best. I think the last 4 rounds of that Super Rugby AU competition was really how we want to play as a team. We got great results from that.
You were talking before about trying to run teams off their feet. Do you feel like we potentially might have an edge in fitness with how hard?
Yeah, I think we're a very mobile team. That's something we definitely want to use as an advantage. We're unlucky that we don't have some massive guys around the park. We have some guys who hit hard with Lockie Swinton. Conditioning's a real strength of ours, and we want to use that.
What is Lockie? Could be miss the trial and then he's good to go for round one? Is that the?
Yeah, I'm not sure. From what I last got told, he was supposed to miss 4 games. I don't know how that looks after the Brumbies game. He's not playing in the trial, so I'm unsure about the Reds game. Round one.
Is he sort of itching to go?
Oh, he's ready to go. Yeah. He's not happy he's missing the trial. He's also been great. He has a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy, and he trains like he's going to play. So it's great to see young guys, see what he brings to the training field, and I'm hopeful guys can replicate what he does.
Have you reached out to about captaincy, leadership stuff? Have you been in touch with Hoops or Rob?
Yeah, I spoke to Hoops and Simo, both very different guys to me. But there's stuff I can take from both of them. But like I said, I need to be myself. I can't try and be Michael Hooper because I'm definitely not him, and I'd do a poor job at it if I was to do it anyway. So there's a few things they've told me that I'm definitely going to use, but it's going to be exciting. It's going to be tough, but something I'm excited for.
Are you hoping to bring a new identity to the team this year?
No, look, I think we formed our identity last year and how we wanted to play. I'm a rugby player. I'm not a sports psychologist or anything. I have ways that I want to play an attacking game of rugby, and I leave that stuff up to the coaches around identity.
We got a taste of Super AU last year. Every week's a hard week, essentially. Is that what's exciting about the competition?
Yeah, local derbys are massive, and I think everyone wants to see. It's quite loud over there. Teams play against each other week in, week out, and I think another thing is Wallabies just like an internal match every time we play each other, and I know for a lot of probably every single player taking that field, it's a dream of theirs to play for the Wallabies, and when that's on the line, there's a lot of heart in it.
The Force have brought in a lot of Argentinian players, and one of their, major draw cards is they are a very mobile, exciting team. What do you expect out of those kind of matchups?
They've recruited really well. I think they're going to be a team that, coming off last year where they unlucky enough actually probably should have won a few games but didn't win any. I've actually tipped them to go really well. They are a mobile team, but they've got a pretty strong back row, some great leaders around their field too. They got Richard Kahui in the centres, who's a dangerous ball carrier and has a lot of experience played for the All Blacks as well. But I think they'll be a good side this year, a lot better than last year.
Can I just ask about the broadcast deal? Is this probably the most exciting time to be part of Super Rugby in quite a while now? Potential for more eyes on the sport, etc.
Yeah, very exciting. The ABC obviously covered the Shoot Shield for years, and Seven did as well. But I think also Stan now taking Hospital Cup, Shoot Shield, a lot of the Six Nations games, which it sounds like all the national games. For only $10 a month doesn't sound like a bad deal, does it?
How exciting is that for Super Rugby yourself?
Oh, it's super exciting for us. I think it's the dawn of a new era. just the breadth of the platform we're going to be dealing with. You know, it gives us a very unique opportunity, not only on a pay platform, but across onto the free-to-air. And you know, there's a lot of energy, a lot of excitement. They've got a great talent crew behind it. So we're really excited and looking forward to it. We just got to make sure now we deliver the goods on the field.
You mentioned like grassroots and stuff would be very important for stimulating rugby back in Australia. I know Shoot Shield's not exactly grassroots, but having the lower comps available to the general public, how important is that for you to get eyes on those for your goals?
Oh, absolutely. I think the whole thing about the game is it's about creating heroes and creating aspirational pathways. You know, if we want to engage kids at the younger levels, they've got to be able to see and recognise who their heroes are. They're probably walking past them every day in the street and not knowing who they are. So just this ability to increase their profile, get it across multiple platforms, I think it's going to have a really positive effect, and we can start building the game sustainably from the bottom up.
You've only been in the job a few days. Obviously, for the rest of the team, how challenging has it been with COVID to get a comp like this up and running?
It is always a challenge, but I think we've had the benefit of last year. You know, we learned to pivot pretty quickly, and you know, we've got good connections now with the local governments. We understand what the protocols are. The Super Rugby teams are well versed in it, so where we have to move, we can move pretty quickly. To say it's less than ideal to have a continual disruption, but we'll make the best of it and make sure that the season gets away really well.
In a post-COVID world, how do you envisage the future of Super Rugby looking? You've got the chance to comp starting a little later. Do you still see them as having a domestic comp and then a mixed comp?
Well, I think we've got to do an assessment after the season, after Super Rugby AU, and see how that went for us. I think ultimately we want to have that cross-border competition. You know, it's good to benchmark yourself against, you know, the Kiwis and whether we're going to be bringing other teams in. So I think there'll be a phased migration into a broader competition. But you know, saying and just listening to the talent earlier today, you know, having the local derbies and that rivalry is really it's endemic in Australian sport, and we're seeing the success of it in other codes. And we've got a unique opportunity to build on it for rugby now.
You watched the comp last year, but look around. Any tips for who's favourite to win this year?
Oh, I think it's going to be pretty tight. You know, going on last year's form and just looking ahead. You know, obviously the Reds and the Brumbies are probably going to go into it as favourites, but you know, the Rebels and the Waratahs on the Force, you know, they've had some good acquisitions, some good signings. The Waratahs, speaking to Jake earlier, you know, they're going to have a different game, a more high tempo game, and so it could be pretty interesting. But I think, you know, looking at it now, you've got to say probably the Reds and the Brumbies are the two horses ahead of the race.
Can I just also ask about the proposal for the Lions? Has there been any movement on that? Have you heard anything back or anything?
No, we continue to engage with all the stakeholders. You know, as I've said, it's just about us extending the rugby hand of friendship and seeing whether it's going to be viable and feasible for them, because, you know, for all of us, for rugby and for the game, it's important that Lions tour does take place because it's such a rich part of our tradition and history.
Is there also an eye on the 2027 World Cup with that sort of like we can stage this Lions tour and the French tour things that we can stage the World Cup?
Well, you know, sort of yes and no, but I mean, I think we showed that last year when we at very short notice hosted the Tri-Nations. It's a pity we didn't have the full TRC, because we could have done, you know, 6 weeks of double headers and really just sort of stress tested the stadiums and the infrastructure. I think one thing Australia is really blessed with, it's got great infrastructure, great stadiums, good connectivity around it. So, you know, the ability to host major sporting events, I don't think there's really a challenge on that.
Cool. Thank you very much for your time.
Very excited. I think today's just pointed out that it is only around the corner. It's all happening. We've got great people to work with. We know that the teams have been training really hard and are also really excited about the season. So I think just the fact that we'll see rugby from a little bit of a different perspective and an exciting perspective, it's excitement all around. Can't wait to get kicked off on the 19th.
Your commentary team has only just been installed in the last couple of days.
Yeah.
What's the initial dynamic in the team?
It's amazing, to be honest. I think the fact that we all do come from team sports, we know that binding together is crucial, and there's plenty of banter from almost everyone, to be honest. There's a few characters that probably stand out a little bit more, but we get along great, which is important in any team environment, and we're all just on the same page. We can't wait for footy to start. We're only a couple of weeks out. and yeah, I think we're going to have a whole lot of fun. Look, I'm excited to see how it pans out. I think the Force are a team that I'm really looking forward to see how they come together with their new recruits. The Waratahs pack, they don't have the biggest pack, so the fact that they've said today that they really want to focus on attack, that's a really exciting part of the game for me. I love watching almost the smaller men or the underdogs come out and flare and show us what they've got, so I'm excited to see how they handle the competition. But I probably have my eyes on the Reds, to be honest. I think I'm not a Queenslander, so this is the truth coming out of me. But yeah, I just think that they've set the bar really high, and the brand of footy that they play and the team that they've brought together is really strong. I'm very fortunate to be in the position that I am, speaking about both men's and women's footy. I think that's really exciting, but the fact that we get to turn our TVs on and watch women play rugby, I think is really exciting. It's going to be on free to air, it's going to be on Stan Sport. It's just such an exciting thing for the sport to grow from grassroots all the way through. So I cannot wait to see the women out there. Just excited for that as I am for the men.